Did you know that after 30 days of drinking this one juice every morning, I stopped bracing myself before I stood up? Well, if you're in your 40s and up and you feel like your joint is failing you or betraying you, you better stay with me because I keep track of everything. This is actually a pain journal that I have more than a year ago, drinking this one juice that I'm going to show you in this video. Let's go.
Stay juicy.
What is up, Tonic Nation? Welcome back. This is Donnie from Tonics for Life. And before we go deep down to the main ingredients, I just want to talk to you guys about the backstory. Because before all this, getting out of bed was a bit of a negotiation with my body every morning, right? Not sharp pain, not screaming pain, but just this dull, constant stiffness that's always been there and made me feel older than I am. The knees, the hips, the first step ache that you learn to live because you ain't got no choice, right? What else you gonna do? And I was tired of it. I was tired of reaching out for a ibuprofen every morning, right? Tired of normalizing the pain just because I crossed 40 and up. So I built a juice, a 6 ingredients, not random. Each one is chosen for a specific biological job. And I drank it for 30 days. I kept a pain journal that I showed you earlier. I paid attention, and what happened actually surprised me. I am going to give you the exact recipe, break down why each ingredient matters. The real science, not folk wisdom, show you what happened week by week, and by the end, you'll know whether this is worth trying for yourself. Let's start where your joints are hurting in the first place. Because if you don't understand the problem, the solution is just another recipe you'll forget about. Think of your joint are like hinges. When the hinge is new, it swings smooth, silent, but give it 40 years of opening and closing. The lubrication thins out, friction builds, and one day that hinge starts creaking. That's what happened inside your knees, your hips, your finger, cartilage. The smooth cushion between your bones wears down over decades. The synovial fluids that keeps everything lubricated gets thinner, and your body's inflammatory response, which actually used to fix things fast, starts working against you. Here's what most people don't understand. Joint pain after 40 isn't just wear and tear. It's an inflammation loop. Chronic, low-grade inflammation keeps your joints in constant state of stress. Your body can't repair cartilage fast enough because it's too busy fighting inflammation it shouldn't be fighting. This is why ibuprofen works. It blocks COX-2 or COX-2, an enzyme that triggers inflammation. But it also blocks COX-1, which protects your stomach lining. That's why long-term ibuprofen use causes stomach problems. You're trading one issue for another. So here's the question. What if there were foods that did the same job, block inflammation at the source, without the side effects? Not just one food. What if you stack several of them so they attack inflammation from different angles at the same time? That's how this juice was born. 6 ingredients, 6 different mechanisms, 1 glass every morning. Let me walk you through each one and why I chose it specifically. Okay, so let's start with blueberries. Not because they're trendy, because they're loaded with anthocyanins, deep purple pigments that are among the most powerful anti-inflammatory compounds found in any food. Here's what anthocyanins actually do. They lower C-reactive protein. That's the marker doctors test to measure inflammation in your body. They also neutralize free radicals that damage joint tissue cell by cell. 1 cup of blueberries every day has been shown in studies to reduce inflammatory markers by significant margin in as little as 3 weeks. And here's the bonus. Anthocyanins also protect collagen, the protein your cartilage is literally made of, so you're not just reducing inflammation, you're protecting the structural integrity of your joints every time you drink this.
Next is ginger. This is the ingredient that made me sit up and pay attention. Ginger contains compounds called gingerols, and gingerols are natural COX-2 inhibitors. They block the exact same enzyme that ibuprofen targets. Same mechanism, different source. And here's the critical difference. Ginger does not block COX-1, so it doesn't harm your stomach lining. A critical trial published in a peer-reviewed journal gave osteoarthritis patients ginger extracts for 6 weeks. The result? Significantly reduced knee pain compared to placebo. I'm not saying throw away your medicine. I'm saying nature already built a pain relief pathway into this root, and combining it with other 5 ingredients amplifies everything. Now, pineapple. Most people think of it as just a sweet tropical fruit. It's way more interesting than that. Pineapple contains bromelain, an enzyme you won't find in any other common food. Bromelain has been studied extensively for joint health, and the results are consistent. It reduces swelling, it improves mobility, it spreads recovery after joint stress. There's a reason bromelain is sold as a standalone supplement for arthritis, but supplements isolate one compound. When you juice the whole pineapple, you also get vitamin C, manganese, and natural enzyme that works together. Next is celery. Celery contains luteolin, a flavonoid that calms inflammation at the systemic level, not just one joint, throughout your entire body. It also contains polyacetylene compounds that have been shown to reduce inflammatory markers in multiple studies. But here's what really sold me. Celery is also a natural diuretic. It helps flush excess fluid and uric acid that builds up joints and make them feel stiff. Then cucumber. Cucumber is one of the best natural sources of silica, a trace mineral your body needs to produce collagen. And collagen is what your cartilage is made of. You can't reduce inflammation all day, but if your body doesn't have the raw materials to rebuild, you're solving only half of the problem. Silica also strengthens connective tissue, that your tendons and ligaments, the whole support structure around your joints. And finally, lemon. Vitamin C is not optional for joint repair. Your body literally cannot synthesize collagen without it. It's the essential cofactor. No vitamin C, no new cartilage, no matter how many of the other 5 ingredients you consume. Lemon also makes everything else in this juice more bioavailable. The acidity helps your body absorb the nutrients from every other ingredient more efficiently. Here's the exact recipe. Write this down or save the video. Now all ingredients goes into the juicer. This makes 1 large glass. Drink it immediately. The enzyme starts degrading after about 20 minutes. Morning on an empty stomach is when absorption is the highest.
Taste-wise, the pineapple and the blueberries dominate. It's slightly sweet, a little tangy from the lemon, and the ginger gives off a gentle warmth at the back of your throat. It's not spicy, it's not medicinal. It actually tastes good. And I'm not going to pretend otherwise. If it didn't really taste good, I wouldn't have it for 30 days, right? So let's go back to the journal. All right, so let's go back to the journal that I showed you earlier in the video. So week 1 was kind of rough, right? I hope that you can still see the journal right over here. This is kind of old. It was more than a year ago. Week 1 was kind of rough, not because of the juice, but because nothing's happening, right? The morning stiffness is still there. Pain level is between it's 7 out of 10. So I kind of highlighted it over there. Day 3, same maybe, slightly less bloated, but just feel unchanged, right? Day number 5, I almost skipped it because, told myself it was just another expensive produce and wishful thinking. But I stuck with it because I promised myself it's 30 days, honest days before making any judgment, right? And then moving on to week 2, it was exactly day 7. It was day 7 when something shifted. I stood up from the bed and I didn't brace myself, right? Didn't think about it until I realized, wait, that didn't hurt. Now, I wanted to be honest, it wasn't gone. The stiffness was still there, but it was softer, less sharp. I rated it 5 out of 10. I even encircled it over here. Okay, that's the 2-point drop in 7 days. I wasn't convinced, but I was paying attention. Then moving on to week number 3, right? Week 3 was 3 out of 10. It's right over here. It's encircled. Week number 3, right? 3 out of 10. I stopped thinking about my knees entirely for most of the days. I'd be walking and suddenly remembering that walking used to be something I noticed. That's when you know the inflammation is genuinely calming, when you stop monitoring your own body, right? Then moving on to week 4, my fellow tonics. Let me just look for it. Week 4, okay, 1 out of 10. Right there. That's week 4, 1 out of 10. right? Some mornings, I honestly forgot joint pain was ever a thing. Not every morning, but most of the morning. I'm not calling it a cure, but I'm telling you what happened in my body. 7 to 1 in 30 days, 6 ingredients, 1 glass every morning. That's my experience. So here's what I want you to take from this. You don't need expensive supplements. You don't need to accept that joint pain is just another part of getting older. Your diet is either feeding inflammation or fighting it. And most of what we eat is actually feeding it. The juice isn't magic, it's biochemistry. 6 ingredients chosen to do 6 specific jobs, and they work together better than any one of them works alone. The recipe is below. Try it for 1 week, just 7 days. Pay attention to how your body feels when you wake up. Keep a note on your phone. See if the numbers move away. See if the numbers move the way mine did. And if you try this, come back and tell me. Drop a comment. I read them and if you try this, come back to me. Drop a comment. I read them and I want to know if it works for you the way it worked for me. Like this video if you gave you something useful. Like this video if it gave you something useful. Subscribe if you want more juice recipes built on actual science for people in their 40s and up. Drink this daily and don't be surprised when people start asking why you're moving like your 30s again. Again, this is Donnie from Tonics for Life saying, if nature didn't make it, don't make it.